Come into the center, rub your palms, rub, rub, rub. Press them together, bring them to your heart. Close your eyes, little smile on your face, slow down. What information are you taking in? What information are you giving out? Bring the awareness to yourself, to your breath, how you feel. What's your predominant mood? Your predominant thoughts? Just taking an assessment of how you feel. Connecting in your mind's eye to the beautiful sun. Feeling the love within you and all around you. And with so much love, as you inhale, take that light directly into the heart center. Hold the light of the sun into your heart. Allow your own inner sun to glow and radiate. And as you exhale, send the light through the crown of your head like a fountain, sparkling light all around you. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Hold the light, the breath at the heart center. Allow it to expand. See it and feel it within you. And exhale, send the light through the crown, fountain all around you. Inhaling one more time, the light of the sun directly into the heart. Hold the breath, the light at the heart center. And exhale through the crown, fountain. Staying in this beautiful space. Feeling the light in your heart, feeling the love. Inhale deeply. Hold your breath, pull root lock, rub your palms, get some heat, get some energy, get some light. Inhale some more. Cup the palms over your eyes, feel it. And exhale. One more time, inhale. Hold, nourish yourself. May we see the truth, float the palms down, flutter the eyes open into your space like a brand new baby. Okay, we multiplied, I like that. Hi everybody, welcome, thank you for joining me for the Sunday chat, and we will soothe. We'll see what we do after this, whatever comes through, comes through. I've been feeling a lot of stuff, as usual, but a lot of stuff coming through today. And there are three main themes, I would say. Now, it's not new. It's not new themes. You're going to be like, well, Jody, those are the old themes. Like, this is the always themes. And I'm going to say, yeah, it is. Just today it was loud like this. And theme number one, as usual, is love. So the energy, like we were talking earlier today about this Mother's Day, and the universal sentiment of what is a mother and what does that energy feel like. And I was saying that it can bring up a lot of stuff within us, to think about it and to feel into it, whether you're a mother or whether you're not a mother, whether you have a mother. Everyone has a mother. You came through a mother, whether your mother is here or not here, or whether you had the relationship with your mother that you think you should have, or whether you didn't, or even with your child, any of those ways. Those fundamental relationships that really start to influence us. Obviously, that's the word, but form us, the fundamental relationships that have the subconscious stuff that we're always talking about. And I'm not saying anything about fault. It's not about fault. This is about awareness and love, and knowing that energy, like I was saying, is available all the time, everywhere, in any moment. that unconditional love, that nurturing, that support, that, also sternness with love, a correction with love. That's a mothering energy. Always feeling and seeing and thinking the highest of someone or something, as if it's your child. If it was your child, it doesn't matter if it's not your child, but, as we are all from this one source, ultimately, which is love. That's what I'm trying to say. So, what I was saying earlier is, sometimes, I didn't say this earlier, but sometimes we don't look at certain things that are uncomfortable because it is uncomfortable and we don't feel good. It doesn't make us feel good to think about it or look about it because we think we can't change it, or we think there's nothing we can do. And what do we know? We know that there's always something that you can do, and that you are the operant power, and that you decide. And whether there is hurt, there can be hurt, there can be disappointment, there can be all of those things, anger, resentment, whatever it is, there can be those things. And at the same time, when we have the awareness, we can look at those things and use them to help us get clarity on what we truly want, and start to cultivate those feelings within us, or find the way to start to tune into that energy, unconditional love, support, all of that, nourishment, nurturing, all of those energies. And like I was saying, if you really start to tune into that frequency and that energy, you will see, and if you're not narrow on where it has to come from, you will see that it exists around you already. You just might not be looking for it in those places because you think it has to come from one source, or you feel the lack. So then you're noticing only the lack and you're not looking where it is coming. Like I'm saying, we're these infinite, vast, multidimensional beings, and there is not just one thing or one way or one person, or that this has to come from or come through. You have it. This is an energy that you can find it within yourself. Find it within yourself. And then if you want to see it or feel it, you will see it and feel it all around you. Even if there's nobody around. Could be outside in nature and listening to the birds and feel that those birds are singing just for you. Because who else is there witnessing them? You. So here's these birds showing me unconditional love, sharing their song with me. Or here's these squirrels playing in the yard just for me, to delight me, to bring joy and playfulness to my life. You see what I'm saying? We gotta train ourselves into this abundant mindset. And that doesn't just mean money. That means abundance of all the feelings we wish to feel. And we think we have a lack of it. And we do not have a lack of anything. We don't have a lack of freedom. We don't have a lack of love. We don't have a lack of money. There's no lack of anything anywhere. It's just we're very fixed on where we're looking for it. So we don't see it there. And then we think there's none. But I'm saying, if we can be aware of that, if we can be mindful of that, if we can start to, like, what the name of the game is this? What's the name of the game? Awareness. We can shine the light of awareness on my faulty thinking. On, does that feel good? Does that have to be true for me? Does that have to be true for me? And so I'm saying you can find this unconditional love, nurturing, whatever, support, whatever that is, in your world, if you start to tune into it in yourself. And I said earlier, if you'd like more of it, or someone to show up in that role for you, or with those characteristics or those qualities, it's the same thing. You have to feel how that feels first. You have to start to get into embodying that within you. So that is the overarching theme, as usual, is love. To really, love beyond what we as humans think this weird, back and forth thing. You do something for me, I do something for you. You're hurting my feelings. You didn't do this, whatever that is. This love that we call love. I mean, the essence of where we come from, of who we are, the source love. That's what I'm talking about. The big love. And then from there, or tied into that, and the mother stuff, is the big deal of the concept of self. That's the other theme that's been really coming through, and we know it. It's not that you guys haven't heard it or we don't know it. It's just, we've been really distracted by the details right now. We've been distracted by the emotions, distracted by the details, and we're kind of over it. We're kind of over it. It's a lot. And we're spinning our wheels, and where's it really getting us? Nowhere. Not too much. Not too much. So we have to focus on our concept of ourselves, and start to bring it closer to yourself as to what is going on with you within and what is going on in your world, and bring it a little closer and start to observe those interactions. How are the people around me treating me, or how are my interactions on a day-to-day basis? And if I can become aware of how I'm thinking, how is this showing me? How is this revealing to me my concept of myself? Because remember that your world is a perfect reflection of you. And that's empowering when we really, truly accept that. And we say, my world is a perfect reflection of me. And what is your world? Truly, truly, look every day. Like, what is your world every day? It's your household, it's the places that you go. Yeah, there's a broader concept of the world, sure. But, on a day-to-day basis, your world is really who you're dealing with, who you're around, the places you go, the things you see regularly, like consistently, right? So just starting to clean that up a little bit. Like, use it to help you, is what I'm saying. Cleaning it up in the way of becoming aware on all of your interactions, all of your exchanges, all of those things. Catch yourself when you're still doing that. Something out there, how dare they, or that wasn't very nice of them, or whatever that is. Like, I've said it enough that it's just like, any time you're reacting, that is your call to awareness. What is this? Where is this coming from? Why am I reacting? What am I defending? What am I defending about myself that I think that someone else doesn't see, or doesn't acknowledge, or doesn't appreciate, or whatever that is? And whatever you think that is, what I'm saying is, take it back to yourself and do it for yourself. Make sure you're doing it for yourself. And if you think you truly are, because there's some people that will say to me, like, well, I do respect myself. I do, think good of myself, and they're still acting like that. And I would just say, just chill out. Just think a little, there's no mistakes. You know what I mean? So it's either, again, your concept of yourself that you're really maybe not in integrity with, or maybe you're not admitting it to yourself. You might be judging yourself already somehow. And then they act a funny way, and you didn't even acknowledge that you were judging yourself, or you were judging them. And also your concept of yourself. And then that is extended, obviously, in the stories you have of others. But how did you get the stories of others? It started with your concept of yourself. You know what I mean? So if you weren't aware of your concept of yourself, then people start acting funny to you. And instead of, we didn't know. So we didn't know. And so then we're putting the evidence out there. People are insensitive. People are flaky. People don't pay attention. Whatever that is. We make a story out there. Then we don't realize that whatever this concept of myself, I'm not enough, or I'm not safe, or I'm not that smart, or whatever it is. Because, it's usually the concept of self that's messing us up is the one that's we don't think very good of ourselves. And we really don't always get to that. Like, we don't get there and then admit it and clean it up and all that stuff. And that's what I'm saying. Can you see how sticky or messy it gets? Because we've gone with this concept of self unaware. Then we had interactions. Then we gathered evidence and kept the story out there. Like, this is how people are. This is what people do. And we never trace it back to, it started with a lack of awareness of my own thoughts and feelings predominantly. And our fundamental, what I would say, yeah, that generally most of us get a message somehow in this world that there's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with you, subtly or bigly. I don't know the other word. Subtly or in a big way, that there's something wrong with us. We're not good enough, or, we're not, yeah, it's not safe to be fully who we are, or we're not good enough. And yeah, that messes a lot of things up. And that's why I was saying about this love, and from the very first relationships that we have, those people too didn't know their concept of themselves. Mostly, some people had conscious and aware caretakers, or loving and centered and aware caretakers. But at the same time, a lot weren't. They were doing their best and coming out of their own I'm not good enough, I'm not safe, and trying to impart this meaning well, mean well to try and keep you safe, or mean well to try and keep you not expecting too much. Don't get disappointed. That doesn't feel good. So people projecting their own limitations, lack, worry, fear on us. And it all, you see, it all goes into this concept of self and this, I want to say false view of the world, but it's not necessarily false. We make it true. I mean, it starts adding up. Like, we say, oh yeah, I have the evidence of that. It's not fair. People are mean. People do take advantage. We have all the evidence of it, but we never stop to go to the back beginning, or see where those patterns are coming from to produce that evidence. And that's where people get stuck in that little twisted part where where you have to ask yourself again, am I willing? Am I willing? Am I willing? A few things. Am I willing to be wrong, that I might not know how this is operating? Am I willing to soften? Am I willing to be more loving? Am I willing to upgrade my model of understanding? Yes. Am I willing to take 100% responsibility? Not fault, not blame, not that they didn't say that or do that, or they weren't mean or any of that stuff. Not that. Just now, and this now moment, who can do anything about it? Me. And what I'm here doing my best to take in all this, the wisdom and all of this stuff, and then give it in a way that is relatable, practical, makes sense, and also that you can use for your own empowerment. Like, this is what we're here about, is that I truly wish that everyone would take 100% responsibility for themselves and be able to create the life they want. And again, maybe in the snap of a fingers, maybe somebody just people just catch it and then they go. But mostly, it's a process and it takes a little bit of time. You have to keep applying it. You have to keep realizing, you have to keep at it. But what I'm saying is, like I said last time, what's your alternative? What's your choices? How do you want to go through this world? Do you want to continue to high key or low key be the victim of circumstances, the victim of others' choices and behaviors, the victim of our world situation or circumstances? No, like I just don't think you do. I don't. So then my best choice to do is to stay focused on the truth of who I am, the truth of how this reality is operating as a feedback loop, as best thing to study and remember that this is the after effect, My imagination is creating my reality. I am the operant power. And once I take that power, yes, that's 100% responsibility. So regardless of what has happened, what is happening, I know that I'm going to put my attention and awareness in what I want to happen, what I feel the best that I can get into this energy and embodying the feeling of whatever it is that I want, like we've said it every single time, the feeling of the wish fulfilled. But, it can be super, super simple. Like I keep saying, the feeling of relief or the feeling of satisfaction, just like a deep sigh, like ease. And that's what I'm saying. The more that you get lost in the details, or the more that you keep trying to take these futile actions that really don't come up with anything. They might work for a little bit, or they might change a few things, or someone might modify their behavior or whatever, but it really doesn't get to the root of the thing, and it doesn't produce lasting change. So what I'm saying is, when you can start to catch yourself, you got to catch yourself in so many ways. That's what I'm saying. The concept of yourself, it's very, very important. From the concept of self, when you start to work on this concept of self, then becoming aware of what even is it, like where am I predominantly at about myself? When someone says something to me, just even think, it doesn't even have to be in real time. Like think of an incident, think of something somebody just said yesterday and you got a little bit weird about it, or last week, or whenever it was, or something that stands out in your mind, right? Just think about it and then think, like, what is my predominant reaction? Is it like, because everybody's different. Some people get anxious right away. Somebody starts questioning them or says something to them, they feel anxiety. Some people get mad right away. Like, what are you talking to me like that for? Some people get mad. Some people get defensive. Some people get, sad. How could they do that? It's whatever. Just think about it for yourself. Do a review. How do I react? And then it's like, okay, so based on those reactions, what do I think about myself? What am I thinking about myself? What is my concept of myself that is producing this reaction? And then just mulling it over, just starting to get a little bit clear. And then who's responsible to shift it? Me, you. So then you just start thinking, well, what would I prefer? And how does that feel? It's really simple. You just have to be willing. You have to be willing to do it and to take the responsibility. But really, it's like, why wouldn't you? Because nobody else can do this for you. Nobody can go run a mile and then you get better cardiovascular health. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So it's the same thing. If you want a change, you have to take the responsibility. Stop giving the power to other people. And I don't even mean in these big ways. It's subtle ways we give the power, when we think like, Well, I'll see what they're going to say. I've said this one before. People say it a lot. I'll see what they're going to say. No, why are you seeing what they're going to say? First of all, what do you want them to say? Second of all, what do you want, like just in general? And then again, you know what to do. I'm encouraging you to start fine tuning. Start fine tuning. You know, every little thing. You can break up your day or your what you're going to do into sections. You know, just discipline yourself a little bit. That when you're about to do something, what do you do first? Think about wherever you're going to do. You're going to go to the store. I know this is going to sound tedious or sound like every single time, but just wait, just watch what I'm saying. You're going to go to the store. Before you go to the store, what do you want from the store? What do you want at the store? How do you want it to go? And then you lock it in. You practice quick, quick, quick. You know, you either like you came already back from the store or you're in the car driving away from the store saying, wow, like everybody was so friendly and nice there. I loved seeing everyone's smiling faces with nothing on them. You know what I mean? Like just start really like thinking about what you want and then practicing with every single little thing you're doing. You're going to go see a friend, or you're going to go talk to somebody, or you have a Zoom call, or you have a phone call, or you're going to send a text message. Just start practicing, like I've been saying, with the timeline, being fluid on the timeline. You're not locked in like, oh, I'm going to sit here and see what happens. Yeah, you're going to see what happens, but why don't you give yourself a better chance to get something better than you even imagined by imagining something? Go to the end of everything. Just practice. If you want, this is a fun practice to do since we're here wanting something to be different right now. Right? So go to the end of every little thing. If you can remember, it's fun to do and see what happens, because that's a good practice. And then the other theme that's been loud, like I said, so love, concept of self, and all of these things go together. And the last thing is inner conversations, your inner speech, right? So your concept of yourself is part of those inner, like the way that you think about yourself is going to show up in your inner conversations. And yeah, like we're super lax on those. We're kind of lazy on those. And if you do not have a disciplined mind or a disciplined imagination, you want to know what happens? And I heard it in my little thing that I was listening to today, of course, because I was thinking about it. And then, of course, I was on that chapter or a chapter because, again, it's repeated a lot. There's a lot of repetition, as you know, in this work. And I saw something this week, somebody had posted that I know is a Neville person that said, those that resist the repetition are the ones that need it the most. Because you guys know I listen to things like a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. I will rewind and listen, rewind and listen. And you know, I'm telling you that I just made it like fun, you know, like because you know why it's fun though? Because every time I hear something different, I swear to you, I did not hear it all the first time, the second time, the third time. I didn't. And then I'm listening back. I'm like, was this even in here last time? Like, did he say that the last time? Am I on the same chapter? Like, I have to check because I'm like, I really didn't hear it the first 7 times. I listen a lot. And I've trained myself that way because I know we need repetition. This thing is no joke. This, whatever this reality is that we've been conditioned into since before we got here in this womb, hearing all the ads and the conversations. And, you know, we think we're free will. We think we're making free will choices. And we've been programmed into these choices since before we got here. And we think, oh yeah, I'd like this type of orange juice. And we think we're making a free will choice. We don't realize we've been repetition marketed to program that we think that's our favorite choice when really we could just juice the damn oranges. But you know what I'm saying? It's just, you could do what you want. Maybe you like the other kind, it's okay. But I'm just saying, we don't know how programmed we are is what I'm saying. But I do know, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I never have liked it. Nobody really actually likes it, because when you start to realize your freedom, when you start to realize you're creating, you're like, wow, what the hell was I doing? What have I been doing? What's going on? Why would I, yeah, fall into this sort of like sleep? You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the game here. I guess that's what this thing is, to remember who we are, to have these tough conditions to force us to wake up, right? To force us to have nowhere to go. We have nowhere to go but in. I mean, you can try, but it's kind of like, again, it gets a little futile. So you have to go in and start deciding and start choosing. So I listen a lot, is my point. And repetition is key. And yeah, you can hear it, and you don't have to listen to the same thing 15 times. You could hear the same type of lesson, because there's so many of the same, to the teacher saying the same thing in different ways. Every single one of them is saying the same thing in different ways. So just keep it in your awareness all the time, all the time, all the time. Somewhere, somehow, just have it around. Or if you're thinking, what should I do? Just listen 10 minutes, listen 5 minutes, read a couple pages, and like take a theme out of there and then apply it. Start to apply. That's the thing also, like, that phrase, that are you a hearer or are you a doer? And like, not doer like take a whole bunch of actions. Doer means apply it mentally and emotionally, is doing in this language. And then you embody it to do. You embody it, and then the doing is like you're practicing that, and then you will get, again, the impetus to take whatever actions or live your life in a certain way, and everything comes aligned and it's good. But we're very undisciplined. So that's what I'm saying. This inner conversations. Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying. So if you're not disciplined, if you don't have a disciplined mind or a disciplined imagination, and you start to listen to these inner conversations, you will start to be amazed that you hear your conversations follow the exact same trajectory every time. You think you're going to have an inner conversation with someone. Next thing you know, you're having the same conversation as you always have with them that you really don't want to have. And you're like doing the same one. I've done it. I know it's true. You start, you're like, I'm going to say this. And then it's like you're justifying yourself, or you're arguing with them, or you're already expecting they're going to be against you, or you have to prove yourself or whatever. So it takes a little bit of discipline, a lot of discipline, a disciplined mind and imagination to catch yourself and then rein it in and then say, no, no, this is how it goes. And that's why I keep it real, real simple. And I think that's what I was listening today. I don't know. I don't think I can find it, but yeah, about like, everyone you see is having inner conversations at every time of day, anywhere you see them. You see somebody, I think in the book or in the lecture I was listening to, is like a man walking down the street mumbling to himself. You don't know what conversations people are having all day, every day, with different people. And so just if you can align those conversations, and especially back to the original theme, with love. Don't speak unlovely of people or to people in your mind. Just start setting the foundation so that when it comes out of your mouth, you already were practicing. Even if it's not to them, even if you're never going to talk to them, or you don't want to ever again, that doesn't matter. That does not matter. Inside of you, when you speak to them with love. You speak about them in yourself, inside yourself, with love. It is the best gift you could give for yourself. The best gift you could give to yourself is aligning your inner conversations, or your inner speech, your inner talking. It doesn't necessarily have to be a conversation. It could just be you thinking and talking to yourself about others. I don't know. We really have a tough one on this one. I can see, that I just don't think, again, the last part, this, like I've been saying, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of how this thing is operating. And if you truly knew how it was operating, you'd just do it, because You're the one that reaps the rewards. It's setting the foundation for your experience. And what foundation would you rather have for your experience but love and harmony? Like, what other foundation do you want? Do you want it all over the place? Like, sometimes talking shit, sometimes, it's nice, sometimes what smart ass, you know what I mean? I'm right. So you better hear me out. You better respect me, all that stuff. Like, is that fun? Like, I know, I don't think we accept it as like, that's the way it is, but it's not the way it is. It's the way we choose it to be and the way we practice it. That's the way we're practicing it inside. So that's what I was listening today too. The chapter was, it's a bunch of lectures once again in how to manifest your desires. And I think it was of course a Bible verse. Yes, and it was saying that, I know, speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor, and let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor. What a wonderful challenge to you and me. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As a man imagines, so is he. Hold fast to love in your imagination. By creating an ideal within your mental sphere, you can approximate yourself to this ideal image until you become one and the same with it, thereby transforming yourself into it, or rather absorbing its qualities into the very core of your being. Never, never lose sight of the power that is within you. Imaginative love lifts the invisible into sight and gives us water in the desert. It builds for the soul its only fit abiding place. Beauty, love, and all of good report are the garden, but imaginative love is the way into the garden. You see why I got to listen a whole bunch of times? You got to get that stuff right into your being. There's no other way, I don't see another way. And I don't see another way. And I will also say that the way to get there is through the stuff. You can't go around it. There's no going around it. There's no shortcuts. There's no faking it. So sometimes there's pain. Sometimes it's discomfort. Sometimes there's regret. Sometimes there's, I should have done better. Why wasn't I always doing this? How come I didn't know? Sometimes there's all of that. But so there's that, okay? And you just keep going. Just keep going. You can't go like around it. You have to go through it. So, but what I'm saying is, this is giving you the best opportunity to keep going is if you do it in this energy of love. If you started to align all of it, your concept of yourself, your inner conversations with so much love, you can do it. You could do it. You would want to continue to do it, because anything else starts to feel like, why waste my precious creative energy, my emotional power, my mental power, my consciousness, my contribution to this, the glory of all that is? Why would I waste it on some bullshit, some petty stuff, or something that isn't loving? Why? Just ask yourself that. Why? What is this giving me? What is this truly, truly giving me? A sense of what? Rightness? A sense of control? A sense of better than? Like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We have to ask ourselves, what would this, judging or less than, or the capacity to not uplift someone in my mind or be loving inside of me, to me and to others, what is that giving me? Like, what's the return there? And how do I think it can be something good? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I hope I've made my case again with so much love that we can start to do that, because it's exciting. That's exciting to me. If all of us were really focusing on our concept of self and really focusing on our inner conversations, this is what I'm saying. You start to really transform the world around you. And you notice, like I've said, everything has an affinity to love, because at our very nature, at our very core, the essence of us is love. So you do start to have more magical experiences, whether that is with nature and animals and, trees, whatever it is, and other people, other beings, because you're changing your frequency, you're changing your essence, or you're aligning your essence. I don't know how to say it, but it's just, you're harmonizing, you're coming into coherence. And so everything around you starts to look and feel like that too. And it just feels good. Like, then you just realize, when I get into the details and it gets a little like ooh, ooh, starts to feel a little ooh, ooh in your ears, or a little ooh, ooh inside, you just stop. Just like, oh, that ain't it. Nope. And again, not like I'm saying, not in bypassing it, not in denial, like can't go there, like not like that. In a way of saying, with so much love, there's something better I can do. There's a different way I could look at it. There's something else I could do right now. If this is too much right now, I can put this on pause. I can put it on ice, as I like to say. Just put it on ice. Just let it chill for a bit. And then if you want to do some other things and bring the love and joy in, then when you come revisit that, it should be with a different energy and attitude, because you've shifted yourself up or breathed yourself into a different state, like we're going to do. Because what have I been saying? Your quickest access to, because if your nervous system is off, if you feel unsafe, which understandably, like I've said, we look around, it feels unsafe. We hear stuff, even if you're not really listening, it comes in, subconscious mind's picking up everything, it feels unsafe. So your nervous system is on alert. So what is our greatest tool for our nervous system is our breath, And if you can't or haven't or don't do a breath practice every day, that's fine. You know how to slow down your breath. You can just slow it down. Slow down the breath, breathe into your belly, close your eyes, close off your senses, go inside, get out of this sensory, shadow, illusionary world that seems so real and is real. I'm not saying it's not real to some big level for us here. However, when you can train yourself that this inner world is the more real world for you. And when I heard this one lecture of Neville, when he was saying that I'm thinking of my apartment and being in my apartment with my wife and my daughter, and you guys think that me speaking in this lecture hall is the real, I don't know how even he said it, is more real than my apartment that I'm thinking of in my mind. And I'll tell you that my apartment is the more real reality than this lecture hall that I'm speaking in. Because once again, what is this? The reflection, the shadow, the after. This is the before. This is the cause. And when you can use it with intention, with love and awareness, circumstances don't matter, facts don't matter, none of that matters. You can do it. So that's the last thing, because I hope that gets you jazzed up, because that's what gets me jazzed up to say, I'm going to master this. I came to master this lucid dream, this after effect. I want to know that I am the cause, and then get real agile and, very adept at it, so that I can see the effects pretty quick, immediate, or whatever, or I don't even care, because I know it. I just know it to be true. So I hope that gets you excited to practice that stuff, because that's what else we got going on. What else do you want to do? That. Okay. Let's breathe a little bit, just a little bit, because we want to get ourselves in that state, expanded container, radiance, brilliance, perfection. Remind yourself who you are. Do you even know who you are? Like, really, stop playing limited, stop playing small. Get into your expanded space, looking straight ahead. Your tongue is up and you smile. Relaxes the nervous system. You say, all is well, everything is safe, I'm good. Look at me, I'm the operant power. Inhale deep into your chest and hold the breath. Now, expand in all directions more. See if you can soften a little bit. Just even think, soften, and inhale more. Inhale a little bit more. Soften, inhale more. Try and find some spaces you didn't get, more. Find some space in the back, more. A little bit more, a little bit more. Now hold it. Now squeeze root lock. See and feel that energy shooting up your spine, light up your spine into your brain, pineal gland activated. Exhale gracefully. Remember this feeling, relief, relief. Let it go. Good. Inhale deep into the chest. Hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more. Expand in all directions more. Feel your vastness more. Do you know what the word vast means? Think of that more. A little bit more. Expanding more. One more. One more. Hold it now. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. See it and feel it through the center. Up, up, up. Light into the brain. Activate yourself. Into your space all around you. Exhale, relief, relax, release, let it go. Just breathe and relax. Feel the waves of bliss through your whole being. Even if you don't feel it, just tune into that energy, bliss. Inhale deep into your chest, hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more. Strengthen your container, stretch more. A little bit more. More bliss. More bliss. More bliss. More bliss. One more. Now hold it. Now relax your shoulders, open your heart, smile, squeeze it up, close your eyes, go into the space, squeeze. And exhale gracefully, relief, relax, dissolve, merge. Good. We're going to do yes breath. Tuck the chin. You think of that in the nape of your neck, that little notch, the pineal gland is right in there in the brain. So you think about stretching that area and you inhale at the bottom. Remember, you hold, you squeeze root lock. Again, you're bringing that energy up through the spine. You bring your head up, you hold it. You try to keep your tongue up. You're stretching your throat and your thyroid. And then we're going to come back down as we exhale slowly, and you get it all out and use your navel to get the air out. So taking your time. Let me find our music. You can use Gyan Mudra, just simple. Index fingers to the thumb, either palms face down or palms face up at your lap. And we're going to see where the song is. Divine Sodarchan. It's here, it's coming. Just sit in your nice space thinking about transmuting that creative energy from the lower centers into the higher centers. Here we go. Tuck your chin. Inhale deep. Hold it, squeeze, chin up.
God is love, God is wise, God is kind, God is good. God is love. God is wise. God is kind. God is good. God is good. Good is God. God is health. Health is God. God is strength. Strength is God. God is life. Life is God.
Exhale slowly,
Infinite substance.
all the way down. Let it out. Good. Again, inhale. Hold, squeeze gently the chin up.
God is love. God is wise. God is kind. God is good. God is love. God is wise. God is kind. God is good. God is good. Good is God. God is health. Health is God. God is strength. Strength is God. God is life. Life is God. Ar, infinite substance, is manifesting in me right now. Waheguru. God is love. God is wise. God is kind. God is good. God is love. God is wise. God is kind. God is good. God is good. Good is God. God is health. Health is God. God is strength. Strength is God. God is life. Life is God. Ar, infinite substance, is manifesting in me right now. Waheguru. God is love. God is wise. God is kind. God is good. God is love. God is wise. God is kind. God is good. God is good. Good is God. God is health. Health is God. God is strength. Strength is God. God is life. Life is God. Ar, infinite substance, is manifesting in me right now. Waheguru. God is love. God is wise. God is kind. God is good. God is love. God is wise. God is kind. God is good. God is good. Good is God. God is health. Health is God. God is strength. Strength is God. God is life. Life is God. Ar, infinite substance, is manifesting in me right now. Waheguru.
Inhale, center. And exhale. Just sitting quietly. Just notice what you notice. Notice if you feel anything in your being, in your brain, in your heart, in the space around you. I'm going to finish with left nostril breathing. You can either use your left hand and close your right nostril, or just take your right hand and use your right index finger and close the right nostril. And you're just going to breathe in and out through the left nostril only, just slowly, with ease, with so much calm. It's so soothing, nurturing. We're talking about this divine mother, unconditional love energy. Just think about breathing that in and breathing that out through the left nostril. Just release your finger. Inhale through both nostrils. Hold the breath for a moment and exhale. Bring your hands on your heart. Just easy breath. Feel the calm, feel the peace, feel the love. Tune into your state of being. Who are you as the woman or the person who has it all? Who are you being as that person who has what it is you say that you want? Whether that's peace, whether that's freedom, whether that's love, who are you being? Embody that feeling with every breath. Breathe it into life, think it into life, speak it into life. Bring your hands to prayer. Go to the end of your week. It's Sunday, it's the beginning of your week. What an amazing week that you had. Feel it. Feel that sense of relief and joy and delight and surprise. All of the harmony, beautiful interactions, the lovely experiences. Feel the excitement and the joy. Everything is always working out even better than I imagined. Isn't it wonderful? Inhale to begin. Love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Inhale. Peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Inhale. Light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful week. Thanks.
Jody.